promises. Promises are deals that we make with other people, that genuine people will commit to that promise and deliver on that promise that they once made to someone. Narcissistic people will promise somebody something, and then when they back down on that promise, they will find a way to blame and shame the other person for why the narcissist didn't follow through on the promise that they once made. Narcissistic people are looking to give people that false hope, that false sense of security, that if you just try a little bit harder, everything will be okay, only it never works out this way. And one of the cruelest things is when narcissistic parents do this to their own children. They don't promise their children something and then something unfortunate happens and they can no longer deliver on that promise, so that they can sit down and say, I'm ever so sorry, I know I said we would do this, but I lost my job. I need to find another job. Once I can, we shall try and rearrange this. Narcissistic parents will say things such as, next time I see you, I will take you here. And then they will fail to show up for their child, and then they will blame their child's other parent as to why they failed to show up. Or they will phone the child when the child is at a friend's, the child might not answer, and they will blame the child for not answering the phone. They are conditioning their children to live life on the narcissistic parents' terms. They will lift them so high and treat them and spoil them, and then they will drop them and blame them for why they have suddenly been dropped, because the narcissist actually has another source of supply. And when that supply runs dry, they move back into promising their children things that they fail to deliver on. When it comes to life, we are usually unintentionally doing something for someone and getting something in return. Give and take. In most relationships, it can be 50-50. Depending on the circumstances, it can move to 80-20 or 20-80. However, there's usually that equal balance of one does something for one and the other does something for the other. If one person doesn't like washing the pots and the other person doesn't mind, they might wash the pots. If one person doesn't like cutting the grass and the other person doesn't mind, they might then cut the grass. So one will do this, one will do that. Easing the stresses and the burdens of life. With a narcissistic person, they're going to get out of doing something by saying, oh, I'm not in the mood. If you do this for me, then I'll do that for you. Only you go out and do that for them, and then they fail to do what they promised to do for you. And they will say, well, it's the way in which you asked me, because they feel superior. So they'll accuse you of asking them inappropriately, even though they shouldn't need reminding. And if you don't remind them, they'll accuse you of they forgot because you didn't remind them. Yet if you do remind them, they'll get offended that you reminded them. Do you not think I can think for myself? Whatever you do, you cannot win with them. It's a form of breadcrumbing. They are going to drop you those crumbs of false hope by promising you something in the horizon that when you get there, they're going to move the goalposts so that you never actually get to that end goal of something that they promise to do for you. They are literally going to say, well, something such as a boundary. Say no to them. They can come at you and say, well, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. And as soon as you do this for them, they will not do that for you. They will just blame you. They will claim what you did for them, you didn't do right. They will claim that you weren't giving them enough attention. They will go all out to avoid delivering on the promises that they made to those that they claim to care for. usually because their needs have been met. However, they don't want to feel ashamed for this, so they're going to remove the shame from themselves by passing the blame over to you, passing the blame over to the person they failed to deliver their promise on. They're going to make out that it's the other person's fault. They're going to make the other person feel ashamed for expecting the narcissist to do what the narcissist promised they would do. They're going to make the other person feel ashamed for bringing it up. They're going to make the other person feel ashamed for asking the narcissist to do something. So that the narcissist can get to a point where they can promise you something in order to gain something and then not deliver on that promise, yet you then fear speaking up from past experience of how they reacted when you asked them about that promise that they made to you and failed to deliver on you. And if you do keep bringing them up, they might simply just fall silent on you or ghost you. And for young children especially, this is devastating. It's hard enough when you're an adult, and they make you feel like you're asking too much of them. When you're not asking too much of them, you're just asking the wrong person. You're asking someone who is repeatedly lying to you. Then that's what they're doing. They're lying. They're promising you something and then failing to deliver. However, one of the most confusing things about this is they don't forget to deliver all of the time. Sometimes they will deliver on those promises. So that reinforces within your mind that it was your fault when they didn't, especially when they say, see, look, when you do this, I've done that for you. So then when they don't, it's, I haven't done this because you didn't do that. Narcissistic people are looking to win and to win at all costs to you. So by destroying your emotional health, by destroying your ability to think for yourself, they gain more control over your behaviour, which helps them, in one sense, condition you into living life on their terms through the many false promises that they make to you and then fail to deliver on, while simultaneously blaming you for why they've failed to deliver, when in reality, it's them. They're the ones that promised something. They're the ones that failed to deliver on that promise. They're the ones that should be ashamed of their behaviour, not you. However, genuine people like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And when you're with somebody that is unwilling to give you the benefit of the doubt, you should no longer give the benefit of the doubt to those who are creating those doubts within your mind. When it comes to somebody forever letting you down, you have got to learn to stop relying on them. You've got to learn to stop hoping that things will change or hoping that things will be different. You've got to stop changing yourself to suit them and recognise that that's who they are. You've got to stop taking it personally. And you've got to radically accept that that is who they are as a person, and it has nothing to do with who you are as a person. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.